And we are back, my guys. We apologize for the technical issues. Everything's still looking 100% on our end, so we're going to continue on. And I believe we are now ready and raring to go on to the next hand side of the bracket. Is B3 Gemini up against Deagle Fly after Karts was able to pick up that unanimous decision in the last round of this here Doc. These guys as a whole been absolutely phenomenal throughout the entire thing last season, both Gemini and Deagle Fly. Standout performances across the board. Obviously looking to get back into it right now in a big way.
Yeah, you got to imagine both of these guys are going to be looking to get back in a big way. They do have Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt. We've seen Cody before, we've seen Dillashaw, but not in the same matchup here. This is looking like it's going to be a fun one.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
I can't see the screen right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's going to come back to you any second, guys. The cameras are coming back. We were just in a rush to get this shit going. And, of course, that has caused us to start without fully checking the streams. Do apologize, guys. It's one of those nights. It's a Saturday night. You are with us, having fun, hopefully, even with these madness issues that continue to crop up. But we are hopefully at the end of that, guys.
Yeah, hopefully so. One would hope. Well, hopefully we're all good. So,
you're a setback. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm back in the cameras. I don't know about Jay just yet.
Yeah, he'll be with us. Don't you worry, bro. There he is.
Okay. We back. We back in action. Let's get it.
Deagle Fly and Gemini are already starting off in a fantastic place. Both of these guys, mainly strikers, predominantly aggressive in all things brilliant. So, an overhand gets fired there, head kick there, and both of these guys are going at it.
Wouldn't expect anything less, man. Deagle Fly, Gemini, both guys that are known for quick finishes out here, Jay. They're known for bringing the action, and you can see why, man, the combinations let in Fly. Only a minute gone, and they must have thrown about 50, 100 strikes between them.
It just looks like the rivalry has been renewed. That's what it looks like. Maybe TJ's back. Cody done bought a new chin, and the rivalry has been renewed, Doc.
Yeah, these two are going to have fun. It's simple as that. You're going to have two massive big strikers, and with the pace already setting up, as I've said earlier, you can do it. And that head kick is going to cause issues if Deagle keeps trying it. Gemini probably going to get a read on it. He's probably dealt with a lot of that overall, but so far these two are looking like they're going to put on a hell of a fight already, as I've said earlier.
Honestly, these guys, right, they make the matchmaker's job easy out the back. Every time they step into the cage, Jay, they have standout performances one way or another. They always come to this cage to, well, throw leather, bro. Throw leather and, leave an impactful kind of memory in everybody's minds. They've had so many standout knockouts in the past. And, of course, they're looking to add on to that highlight reel here this evening as they are really letting go with these combinations, bro. We've seen in the last one that lead into the straight into the lead overhand. It's a ferocious combinations that can switch the lights out.
Yeah, it's a very common combo, and it sounds like you're saying this fight isn't going 3. And if that's what you're saying, I agree with you. Ooh.
I'd be surprised if this one went 3. I don't want to say never. I have to say, though, Garbrandt is kind of letting everything out. Gemini willing to empty the gas tank here, and now, Doctor, still a minute 30 left on the clock, and Deagle just answering back with a couple of body shots, seems to be trying to drag this one out into the later rounds to try and capitalize on that stamina advantage.
Yeah, now, again, though, Deagle's the one putting on the pace here. Gemini, he got the overall stam lower. He's also getting his leg kicked out, and that may be the idea against one of the B3 boys. Just reduce the power overall and allows you to engage as the fight gets later and later on here, Jay.
Hold on. One of them are B3?
Yes, sir. That is Gemini. That is in the blue corner, my man. He is the guy marching down his opponent, throwing combinations for the most part.
So we got B3 Blackout bullies and B3 Gemini bullies.
Mm-hmm. And we also have B3 Sean Corkery later.
Yeah.
It sounds like these B3 boys on top. That's what it sounds like. There's a lot of them right now, Doc.
Combination from Gemini. Big spin kick, bro. This guy is flashy, and then sometimes it's it just closes the show. Deagle Fly wise to the attempts, but as you can see, landing almost double the clip there, Doc, was Cody Garbrandt. But that is also reflective in his actual stamina.
Yeah, and that stamina is the biggest issue when it comes to someone when you're in such a big fight. because the pace you put out is always determined by the stamina, and if you can't manage that stamina exactly, then you're going to have difficulty. If it's sticking to the body, if it's just making your opponent whiff so many times and that stam slowly drops, it's going to make life really, really difficult the further and further it gets on here, Jay.
Yeah, but I think these B3 boys don't care about stamina. They trying to knock your head off your shoulders. I said it earlier. For them, it's a sprint, not a marathon. They're trying to run through you. They're not trying to waste no time. They're going balls to the wall, Cyrus.
Yeah, bro, they are they are the perpetual finishers. They highlight reels those boys, like you say, that they are not concerned about how quickly their stamina burns if your head health is burning at a faster rate. And more often than not, their combinations, all at least on the block, it's all having an impact on working towards that final goal, which is that kind of combination that turns the lights out. Deaglefly doing all the right stuff to try and counter that, but as you can see, that block well and truly broken at this stage here, Doc.
Well, that is what the Bang Bang bullies do. They're all block breakers through and through. They openly admit it. And if you're Gemini, that's what you want to do. Even if he's gassed himself out, he's broken your block, and that's big time. He needs so many less punches, and his opponent does here to find his mark, to find that chin to put you to sleep.
That was a hell of a statement.
Nice
that was a hell of a statement just now.
Well, that big body rock, now a head health event going
It
back
seems
to the
like
body.
Eagle was the one who wanted to take that statement to heart, because he's the one landing all those shots there, digging down to the body as well. Each time he's stunned, that's the gas tank of Gemini's. He's slowly going down quicker and quicker, and that chin, as well as that block, is also following suit for the overhand.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Is this it?
That's it.
It's over.
Is it?
What a turn of events.
Stamina, what? He says, stamina, what? That's
What
crazy.
a turn of events. What a turn of events. It looked like TJ was doing his thing, but I was worried about that 89 block, and in the style of all the B3 fighters kind of counter that. So if he stuns you and TJ got a low block, it's kind of over.
Yeah. Power just a little bit too much here this evening. Gemini continuously landing those combinations. We were a little bit worried about that stamina, but as you rightly said, Jay, switching the lights off, getting the damage like the B3 boys do, and ultimately, Doc, I mean, just the killer instinct that those boys come with. It gets the job done more often than not.
Who needs stamina when your opponent is unconscious is probably one of the phrases they live by there. It's just an impressive performance. He looked like he was down, but he got stunned several times before that at that point as well. So you got to imagine that Gemini's got to be going, okay, breathe, breathe, breathe. And then he gets that stun. He knows all the right actions, and he just lands that overhand cleanly. And Eagle had couldn't find the right answer to it. He zigged when he should have zagged.
Well, my guys, we are flying through this card. First round almost over here. We have 3 more fights for our viewing pleasure, J-Dime. PK Diaz taking this fight actually on short notice. He is a replacement. He is going up against another one of those B3 boys that is known for taking your head off, and that is Sean Corkery. I expect big things in this one. I know that you're familiar with Sean, am I right? I'm pretty sure you've had a couple of run-ins with him in the past, Jay, on the PlayStation side of things.
You know, I do not play UFC anymore.
You did, bro. You did.
But no, I've never played Sean Corkery, but I've enjoyed watching his fights.
Yeah, he's a menace, man, and he goes with, I think he's going to do it in this one anyway. He is going with the fighter pick of Rob Font, and, you know, that plays perfectly here, Doc, into the type of style that they bring to the cage. Because of the boxing combinations, his slight reach that he has as well, it just makes him a really, really, effective fighter when trying to utilize that forward pressure style.
Exactly. Font's very long. He's very stiff with a jab of his. He's very established, and he's very effective. Dillashaw, on the other hand, does have the footwork, as you mentioned earlier. So you got to imagine if you're Dillashaw, you're going to be coming in and out. Font's going to be standing there steady and looking just to box your head off here.
But here's the thing with that. Rob Font got a 5-star jab. He can kind of slow down a movement a little bit with that jab. If TJ can't get around that jab, it may be difficult for him to win this fight, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, bro. He's going to have to move his head off the center line, but of course the problem with that is that Rob Font is going to fire a couple of hooks behind them. It's a dangerous game for him to play, and I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to implement some grappling, especially early. Although with a name like Diaz, you imagine that he is more than happy to start exchanging in the pocket. And we seem to have some willingness with it, Doc, already, answering Rob Font with a couple of combinations, your turn, my turn sort of thing.
Yeah, the body kicks are already coming out, and that's what you want to be doing. Sure, Sean Corker here, working that body nicely. Diaz, though, coming over the top with the overhand, an overhand in retaliation, back in the uppercuts, brawling in immense measures, but also digging down to that body there as his gas tank is empty. That's really given him the ability to start out with an early stamina lead, although small.
Diaz, impressing me here, J-Dime. He is making a lot of right moves, although he does get countered with a big slip hook right there from Rob Font.
This fight started a lot faster than I thought. I thought they were going to ease their way in. There was a fill-out process. They just started brawling off the break right when it started, Doc.
I think these two have fought each other before, John, by the wrangling chat. They did seem to know each other quite well, so maybe they've had some previously experience by experience. You never know, probably crash into rank, possibly. These two guys going at it very aggressively. 3 minutes on the clock, still we're in the first round, and it's looking like they want to waste no time in it, just landing combo after combo, playing an extremely high pace.
Yeah, definitely so. Every time, I like what Diaz does as well to close the distance with that lead kind of kick to the leg, just like that. J-Dime does a really good job of getting in and out, but big missed shot, and I think there's actually a bit of frustration settling in now due to the jab of Rob Font, like you alluded to before the fight even started. Excellent call here, Jay, as it seems to be the defining factor of this round so far.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you're TJ, you got to utilize your movement because you don't have a high block, so a few shots will go right through your block, as we seen last match.
Oh, nice little step off.
Oh,
nice movement, interrupting him here, Doc, at will. And he needs more of this. He needs a lot more of this, brother. Beautiful lands.
Well, Sean Corkery has his lead leg kind of injured now. He's moved over to the other leg, but that means it can now get kicked itself. Also given the opportunity that body kick towards the body quite nicely, gaining about 9% in terms of vulnerability, if I remember correctly. So if you time it correctly, can do some really good damage. Another leg kick comes out there, I think gets checked for both these guys. Again, they're just having a brawl, they're engaging, they're using the boxing and a couple of leg kicks to mix it in here.
That's good takedown defense.
Yeah.
It's good.
It really... Oh, lovely spinning back fist. Rob Font going for the killer shot. J-Dime, he may be getting the finish right here, right now, my man.
Block. Here we go with the TJ Dillashaw block. He got to get out of there. He has to get out of there because that block is toast right now.
Yeah, mincemeat. But he does not seem to be backing down from this fight. Still taking opportunities to land a couple of more shots of his own. Closing out that first round. A big round for Rob Font here, Doc. But I feel like both guys have had massive moments in this fight. Very, very much back and forth, but the biggest damage, if I'm not correct, with that rock and so on was Rob.
Yeah, Rob definitely did have the bigger damage overall, although his leg was down, so his overall damage may be slightly lower. But a spinning back fist into an overhand, that means nothing at the end of that. Still has all the power, shooting for a takedown. There, trying to hope, and an overhand there does dodge out the way there, Jay. And a flying knee connects.
It's crazy because Sean's doing his thing, but TJ's not out of it. It's still competitive, but he is getting his head punched off a little bit, Cyrus.
He is, man. He is definitely. Oh my God! But he is right there every step of the way.
TJ.
Now in a difficult position.
That's it.
Is it going to be it? Is it?
TJ.
Jesus.
TJ. What a turn of events, too. Good fight. That's the power of that EPO. Shout out to TJ Dillashaw, man.
Bro, he looked like he was hurt at a number of moments during that fight, but he stuck true to himself. Here, Doc, he believed in his abilities and was able to get his hands raised ultimately as a result. Like I said, short notice, taking that opportunity with both hands and running with it. That's a big, big feather in the cap for Diaz.
Yeah, that was a massive hand. That was impressive. Genuinely impressive. He was down, he was out. I think we were kind of counting him out. He was just having to dig deep, and yeah, somehow it seemed like Diaz found what he wanted and came back and looked fantastic there.
This wasn't over. Like, it's not over, man.
Never.
He never gave up on himself. It was still competitive. He made adjustment, and then he put him away. That was beautiful.
Yeah, could not have done it better, and it sets us up excellently for the next one, Doc. The old Xbox veteran, now representing Vex in Ginger, Ninja, if you will. This kid is a phenom, has been doing great work on the PlayStation divisions, but he is up against the all-rounded threat of G-Man, a man that's no sloucher on this game by any stretch, has been around the scene for, I think, quite a time as well, and more often than not, kind of really kind of rises to the occasion and kind of fights to the level of his opponent.
Yeah, he does fight to the level of his opponent. But it depends. We've seen other people come out in this GP, like Reaper, who were completely new out. So can Ginger do the same? He's part of a new camp, no longer TMF, now DB, and he's part of that Vex camp. So you got to imagine he's under new tutelage. He's a bit more with the strikers instead of the ragtag bunch per se. Oh, both grapplers and strikers now predominantly in a striking camp. You've got to imagine he's going to be looking to put on that kind of performance here.
I mean, I don't know if you know, Jay, I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity to fight Ginger, because I know obviously he's on both consoles, but I personally have come across him a few times, and I can tell you, this kid's got skills, man. The biggest thing about him has been the pressure of the moment. Sometimes he gets a little bit nervous heading into these positions, and I feel like as he conquers that, as he gets more and more experience, which he is definitely heading towards veteran territory now, he may be a problem for everybody in this division. And he's seemingly trying to start this fight like G-Man stole something from him, but a couple of great shots from G-Man to answer him early.
Yeah. And about Ginger, I fought Ginger. I've sparred Ginger a lot of times, actually. Ooh, already off the break. Hold on, Ginger's looking good. Is she going to end it already?
Jesus.
Already? Already the match just started. Oh.
Seth rates him. Yeah, he believes in it, brother. He believes in it. Now watch Ginger probably start to try and attack the legs with the side steps. The G-Man is, inevitably going to be forced into boxing combinations to boot as well. But the free kick!
This is going to be a great match. I can tell already this is going to be a crazy fight.
Entirely possible. Digs down to that leg there. Head kick comes over the top as well. Ginger's already got knocked down, but Ginger's also got stunned. The uppercut there and the hook there. Digs down to that body, goes to the top as well. Elbow comes out. A body shot also fired there, and it looks like Ginger just doesn't want to go behind that black line. He wants to keep his back leg on the front one and just continue pushing the pace on him.
Lovely work, the elbow on the inside as well. Interrupting shots, he gets him down with Genji.
Hold on. This may be over. The defense. Oh, he survived. This is a crazy fight already. And Ginger's looking better than ever right now. And G-Man isn't looking bad. He got a stun of his own, but right now Ginger looks like this is like the best Ginger right now, Doc.
Yeah, it looks like the best Ginger we've ever seen, coming in with the striking prowess of a god. G-Man's struggling for anything currently here. He's trying his damnedest, but the uppercut lands. He ducks into it, and I think that is it.
Oh my God, Ginger!
You don't fucking clean.
Ginger been in the lab. Hey, this was the best Ginger I've seen in a while. Good win, Ginger, against a tough opponent in G-Man, but Ginger just did his thing. Like, Cyrus, that was crazy.
Bro, he run through him. I mean, I don't want to say to you, he run through him. I was expecting, a very, very close fight. G-Man started out good, man. He had some answers, but where in situations that Ginger would have kind of maybe in the past got a little bit frustrated early on here, Doc, or got, let his confidence get knocked by some of the movements and some of the early strikes that was being landed by G-Man. He just believed in himself entirely. Did not, get off track for 1 second, continue to attack that well, and very, very quickly, in short kind of effect, he got G-Man out of there. So phenomenal performance by that kid right there.
Wow. That's all I gotta say. I don't know what Doc got to say. I just gotta say, wow.
That was impressive. I've never seen a knockdown happen quicker, and then you just had the constant pressure. I don't think he moved past that black line for the majority of it. It was very, very impressive.
Lovely stuff. So, Doc, I believe up next, is there a change to this one? We have KIA Kobe scheduled to fight.
We have
Chopper Reed.
K.I. Kobe versus the man who lost his championship belt last week versus Naz. He is a former PS champion. It's Mr. Dirty Dave. Chopper Reed sadly ended up stuck at that mighty tree of ours, and so instead we have the former Xbox champion, former PS champion, now coming over to the PlayStation GP to fight K.I. Kobe.
I always forget, J-Dime, this guy has fought on the PlayStation side of the table before. I believe he may have been Season 1 champion of the PlayStation, Dirty Dave.
Season 2, I think.
Season 2, was it really? Okay. Well, either way.
Because I'm pretty sure Styles was our Season 1. It may have been the other way around.
Quite possibly. Both actually from the camp. They're both BFAP actual fighters, but nevertheless, he has an opportunity now to get back something that was lost last week and get that primetime gold. It may not be on the Xbox side. It is on the PlayStation side, but short notice to step up like this is one of the reasons that Dirty Dave's is beloved, and within the community he brings it to the table each time, has a very, very varied style, and I think that is going to be needed against somebody like Kobe, who is just a fucking killer, bro. With that killer instinct, he gets people out of there quick.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Where did Dave come from? Like, he just popped up out of nowhere like the Undertaker. Where did he come from?
Always seems to do it. He gets it. He gets Peter Yan, bro. He's going to fight. I'm surprised that Yan isn't banned, as Rita says. Ban Yan, bro. Ban.
Oh no, he got Peter Yan.
All right, coming up.
Yeah,
Dave. Division fight.
Oh, he's not playing no game. Listen to me. All right, Peter Yan. Peter Yan is equivalent to God in bantamweight. In my opinion, Peter Yan can do no wrong. If someone has Peter Yan on rank, guess who I'm picking?
Peter Yan.
Yes, sir.
The only man that can beat him is himself. That's the things on UFC Hall, but we'll see if Kobe can change that around. Traditionally, his striking has been sensational. He often finds that kind of shot to crack the chin and test it early, but like I said a moment ago, Doc, I mean, this guy, the champion or the ex-champion, Dirty Dave, he spends so much time in the lab. His inputs are very, very clean. He just seems to have an answer for seemingly anything his opponents put across from him.
Yeah, he really does. He has it all kind of labeled. He has the striking, he has the grappling, he's got the fight IQ, and that's one of his biggest tools that he does have is the fight IQ. It's knowing when to push, when to pull, when to offer the takedowns and when not to, and it's just that slow methodicity. On the other hand, you have Kobe, who's very well adapted in any viewpoints he does. He's got the striking, as you can see that, landing such a clean jumping body kicker, miss kick, and the punish there as well.
Nice. Oh, kicking Jose legs. This is the second time today I've seen someone kick Jose Aldo legs. I wouldn't do it because of the steel checks, but it's not a bad strategy, Cyrus.
Well, I mean, especially if your opponent's not able to catch the timing of it. The one thing that Dirty Dave does so well, due to the fact that he has incredibly clean inputs, is that he can variate the looks that he's giving you so much that it can make it very, very difficult to know what's happening next. And as we were discussing that, he's able to change levels, get this fight to the mat, and really put it in his will, Doc. This is where he, where he wins his titles. It's where he's most dominant.
Yeah, he really does. He's got a fantastic top man. His grappling game is notorious in of itself, and he's got to be wary of giving Kobe any kind of breathing room here, because if Kobe can get the breathing room, he can then get up and start causing issues like we saw earlier on in this match. Now digging down into that body, posturing back down, staying slow, staying steady, making sure not to gas himself out whilst trying to land some ground and pound here.
And Peter Yan is looking good right now. He's controlling it like Dirty Dave does. But I'm going to get back to this about Peter Yan. If you're a striker, pick Peter Yan. You're a grappler? He has the Osotagari. Still pick Peter Yan. I'm telling you, he can do it all in bantamweight, Cyrus.
Oh, he truly can, man. He is a menace in these weight classes.
Apart from submissions.
Yeah. I mean, his submissions aren't terrible, though, right?
He doesn't have Kimuras. It's honestly very annoying when you're in side control.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He has everything else, so if they would have gave him a Kimura, it'd be cheating, Doctor.
Yeah, you probably isn't wrong there. As we talk about the power of Yan, he does roll over into the backside now. Lovely deny there, making sure it doesn't get any damage. Does get the hit off there as we go up to the feet. 10 seconds left. Dave's just going to knee your legs a bit. Does permanent leg health damage. It's very tiny, but it does add up. very quickly.
Well, a great round for the former champion, taking this fight on short notice, answering in a very, very, big way. Sometimes it can be tough to bounce back from a loss, Jay, but he seems to have shaken that off and be right back at it where he left off on a, pretty dominant reign there.
Yeah. Anytime you lose a belt, you want the belt back, even if it's not the same belt. You want a belt. You want to be a champion. And for him to show up on short notice like that is impressive, because I don't know where he came from. He just like popped up out of nowhere like the Undertaker. Like I said, Cyrus.
Woo. Yeah, he definitely did, but he is now eating combinations. But he is happy to, because it sets up the spear, Doc, the low stamina, talking about Dirty Dave's IQ. He recognizes that. He recognized the flurry that was coming his way, decided to change levels, and there was nothing that could be done from Aldo to defend it.
Ooh. This is Doc Willhouse right here.
Yeah, well, a couple of elbows there does so. He has got to be wary of the up transition there, which does allow Peter Yan to be put against the cage. Dave's very wary of it. That also means that if you can time it right, you can do the up, or you can do side control like he's doing there. But Dave reads it, gets his deny, and now looking to transition into the backside here.
Doing excellent. Raining down some ground and pounds, posturing down of his own accord there. J-Dime, once again, another telltale sign that you're up against a very seasoned grappler, not giving you anything to work with, but the patience doing well for Aldo as he works his way back to his feet, at least momentarily.
There's something I wonder on this game right now. Did they fix it so like when you get the spear, it does not count as a takedown? We can check the stats after this. It does not count as takedown on this game. And I hope they fixed it.
Wow.
Oh my God. That's so crazy to be. So on the stats, it's going to say he has 0 takedowns this round, Cyrus.
That is, that's pretty mad, bro. That is pretty mad. I did not know that. But he is chopping at that body. Dave is, for love it or hate it, right? He is a winner through and through. He likes to work his opponents. It doesn't matter to him if if his opponent is putting up such a defense that it is difficult to cause damage. He'll do this. He'll throw 1 or 2 shots, posture down, continue to work it. He's happy to rain out or get more and more of this top control time because he knows that he's winning here, Doc. And ultimately getting that W in the win or getting it in the win column is all it's really about for him as he tries to advance his way closer and closer to that PlayStation Championship.
Yeah, he's slow, methodical, patience are the words, a bit like Carter, just with a high fight IQ. I think overall,
dang, you dissing Carter? Dang.
Carter's got the abilities. It's just Dave is sometimes another level, in my opinion. Maybe we get to see those two fight towards the end as we get closer towards the championship belt. Would be a fun fight overall. Here you can see though Kobe is doing a couple of those GA punches, looking to really build it to get to the full guard. But Dave is just known it. He knows how to fake, then he knows how to do it, and then he goes into side control. But we end up back in half guard here.
I believe it, Cyrus. He called him basically better version of Carter. That's what he essentially said. He said he's like Carter, but with a higher fight IQ. He just said it's Carter, but better.
All I'm saying to you, Jay, is that Doc has been a menace as of recently. I don't know what's going on with that guy, but he is a menace. He's a menace to society. Do you remember when Doc was a nice guy? Do you remember when he...
Doc's been changed.
Been out of the game too long. That's what it is.
Well, look, this has been a pacey start to the fight. I still believe in Kobe's ability to land those hands anytime he gets the chance. Stamina very good, defense has been sound, but we are in the 3rd round. He needs to defend that takedown, Jay, answer back with some big flurries, and capitalize on the one moment that goes his way.
This is a game of momentum. You just need one good thing to go your way so you can change momentum. But Dirty Dave hasn't given him the opportunity. Like, he pulled counter there. He hasn't given him anything. He's been on the ground the whole match. You don't have no opportunity to do anything. You stuck on your back, Doctor.
Yeah, and that's kind of the idea of the grappling is you just want to make him very frustrated, very aggressive, and if just so it makes them rush, and then you can really start opening up. As you can see with Dave, Dave probably wants to look more for the half guard positions. It offers a bit more in terms of the overall striking. A top mount will be definitely, especially where he wants to go, just to get all that damage off, but it isn't key to his success here, especially with the first 2 rounds already under his belt.
He's stuck. Like he needs to do something. And you know what Dirty Dave's gonna do here? He's gonna rein in shots, and he's probably comfortable just getting the victory here because he's in a secure position, and there's nothing Jose Aldo can do about it, Cyrus.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I think that he will slowly turn up the amount of risk he is willing to take as the fight closes and closing on the end. And if a finish presents itself, rest assured, Dirty Dave will take that opportunity, as will Kobe. But if it does not present himself, as you said, he is more than happy to edge his way towards another victory. You can see right now, though, tempos are definitely being upped. There's 2 minutes, and it looked like the finish may be on the cards if he's able to get the ground and pound going from this crucifix position, dog. It is, honestly, it's absolutely disgusting when you've got somebody like Dave on top of you in these positions. Virtually impossible to get out.
Yeah, well, it's another couple more elbows, and it's looking like somehow Kobe didn't get put into the belly when he has no chin help. That was kind of impressive. But now we end up in backside. This could be a position, but instead rolls into back sitting, top mount, most likely position he wants to go. And here we are with minute 20 left, Jay. If you're Kobe, you are scared as all hell.
He can't make a comeback because he's been on his back the whole fight. And the way Dirty Dave fight is smart, effective, and efficient. That's what he's doing. It's minimum risk and it's high reward, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. And honestly, I don't think Kobe is scared right now. I think he's frustrated because he has been unable to separate Dirty Dave from his back for the majority of this fight. Like you say, an intelligent move from Dirty Dave. He quite obviously recognizes the absolute threat on the feet that Kobe is, and he chose the path of least resistance as he tries to approach a finish here. But like I said, bro, it's hard. Kobe's so good at defending these positions. Dave is just a different level when it hits the mat.
Well, I'm like white on rice. That's what was happening.
Well, we're about to find out. I think that we can all agree Dirty Dave's probably secured that right, 29, 28, 30, 27, we shall see. But a good starting performance for the former Xbox champion. Yeah, went 30, 27, a good starting performance from him there, Doc. Got to be confidence building. You got to remember his last fight was actually against Naz, where he lost his championship in the final of the Xbox Grand Prix. And I imagine that that's going to have lit a bit of a fire up under his ass and, made him kind of hungry to get back going with this.
Yeah, you got to imagine coming in short notice, fighting someone like Kobe, and that just... I want to say it was aggression, because it kind of was. It was like, okay, you're going to want to strike, I'm going to hold you down, I'm going to play all as much as I can and just wear you down for 3 rounds, and he's probably still got more in the tank just to do it. Here, Jay.
Man, it was a wrestler. He just grinded basically. He just, you know what I'm saying, just made him carry his own weight, just stayed on top of him, didn't give him a chance to do anything. It's just smart, efficient fighting to me. That's all it is, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, definitely, brother, definitely. And look, you got to stop it, right? You got to stop it. That's all it is. You've got to be able to shut down his game. Otherwise, he's going to continue to go to the world and make your life living misery in that cage. But as that is all said and done, that is the first stage of these fights well and truly over. Winners advancing on to the next round. Up first, we have the current reigning champion, scheduled now for a 5-round fight up against KIA McGrath. After he had a tough battle in that first round, J-Dime, to get through it, and now he gets his opportunity at that gold.
Listen to me. If McGrath were to win this match and say he were to become champion, he would be the comeback kid. He would really be the underdog because he really was getting his ass beat the fuck up. My bad for my language. He was getting...
Bro, you're right.
like he was... That's really what was going on. And he made a comeback off that one mistake. And I know that made his adrenaline rush, and I know he's feeling good about that. But he can't afford to get down behind like he was against his last opponent. Not against Smudger. He cannot afford that.
Yeah. Completely agree.
We've seen Smudger be kiddable, though, in his fight he had. He did get knocked down by the head kick in that second round. So it's entirely possible that you could see a kind of a comeback by McGrath here. Yes, it's unlikely. It's a champ. You kind of need to be at least even, maybe even slightly ahead of the game to really get a good going. But this is MMA, it's UFC. Anything's possible it's this game.
Yeah,
It's kind of wild at the best of times.
I agree with you that anything is possible, and I will never never ever doubt Smudger or Lee McGrath in this fight if one of them decides to get ahead. But the champ is a front runner, Jay. He is a front runner. He likes to get ahead early. He likes to really implement his style and not allow his opponents a way into the fight. And with the Conor McGregor pick, I think that further kind of accentuates that really showcases that style. And if he's able to come out and show his true ability, then he can put a lot of these guys behind, struggling uphill to get with it. But that's all about the way that Sean approaches this fight. He's such a forward pressure fighter that we're going to know very quickly whether or not the current champion is going to be able to kind of stop that momentum.
This should be a tremendous fight. With all that being said, this is going to be a great fight. And they said they're former teammates. And it's crazy how Lee McGrath has Conor McGregor as his profile picture, but Smudger's the one who's actually using Conor right now, Doc.
Yeah, it's always fun to see someone wanting to go pick. Well, I'm pretty sure Smudger got the ban. McGrath got the first pick, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh. Either way, these two now engaging in the battle of wheels. Smudger working that body already, getting that jab established. The leg kick comes out, does get blocked, kicks down to that body nicely, but also McGrath happy to re-engage here.
Feinting at each other beautifully. Already, we see Smudger pressing his opponent up against the cage, working from body to head. Definitely giving a lot of looks for McGrath to consider, and seems to be a little bit overloading him until that flurry back. J-Dime, it's hard to know what's coming when your guy is feinting and letting go all at once in that pocket.
Yeah, he's throwing some good feints, and it's a competitive fight, but right now, it's at Smudger pace. He's controlling it. He's pushing Dustin back, but it's a great fight, Doc.
It's a lovely fight. Both of them just looking for openings on either side, and McGregor, although leading the fight and putting on the pressure, Poirier is always just there just to offer at least some option, although McGregor is doing a fantastic job using his footwork.
Nice.
Ripping to the body. I think Lee McGrath doing some excellent work with the rushing straight, attacking the body with the lead hook each and every time he gets the opportunity, but Smudger is relentless with the forward pressure as he eats a head kick right there, though. A little bit too close for maximum damage, but more and more shots seem to be getting through for Lee McGrath at this point, dear Jay.
Yeah, but is Smudger vulnerable to the head kick? We just watched him take a head kick in the early rounds of both his fights, Doctor.
Yeah, but the uppercut there of McGrath, sorry, I forgot the name there for a second, did get a stun, and now they're going back at it. It's a very slow, it's a steady pace. That head kick coming out again. It seems like maybe the head kick is what's going to be the shot.
Oh my God!
Killed. Okay.
Laser focus from Lee McGrath, that killer instinct on overdrive right now. J-Dime, he was looking for the finish. He is trying to compose himself, doesn't want to punch himself out, but at the same time, he isn't letting the current champ off one moment, bro. Just more than happy to keep throwing.
You know what's so crazy about McGrath from everything I've seen? Even though he did just get dropped, it's never over. You can't count him out until it says 0-0 because he will find a way to come back. He's very crafty in that way, Doctor.
Yeah, you just always got to stay patient, stay calm, stay cool, stay collected, take any weight you want. It's just about making sure you don't overextend, because as soon as you overextend, he's going to punish you for that, and that's what he's done a couple of times now.
Well, a fucking spicy first round to say the least. These guys really leaving it all in the cage. Lee McGrath, as expected, bringing the fight to the champion. Smudger has tried to take the center of that cage more often than not. Did an excellent job early, but just the way that these guys are countering each other, I don't know, bro. I really don't know which way this one's going to go, Jay.
Yeah, but you can tell they fought each other a lot. You can just tell they're very familiar with each other's style. That's why it's a lot of feinting going on, because they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, Doctor.
They really do. You can just tell then it's not as much time as they're trying to work each other out. They're trying to work out where they're going to attack, because they both understand their defense, and so it's about opening up the holes. And so far, Smudger's the one having the biggest ability to open up the hole. McGrath, on the other hand, is trying to open up those holes, but for the most part, Smudger's defense is staying calm, he's staying cool, he's staying collected.
Yeah, he is doing a great job. A couple of shots get through right there, J-Dime, but once again, Smudger, the current reigning champion, just sees that, steps off, kind of composes himself, and then goes back to the well as he lands another big flurry on his against the challenger.
You know what I like about Smudger? If you notice, he's taking a step back to dodge all of this. Like, he's a lot of times he's not even sidestepping. He's taking one step back, but he got caught there, so he got to be careful, Doc.
He's got to be really careful because, as you mentioned, it's the footwork that's really allowing McGregor to take advantage of this. The step backs, just a very slight movement. It's small, careful, it's intended movements that really allow your opening. It's mainly all about the defense.
Yeah, the stutter step, I mean, it just shows the confidence in your striking as well. To just about get out of range, to be in the perfect range to land the absolutely, biggest kind of counter that you can. A lot of that forward pressure forces a shot out of Poirier. Does not get a successful one on that occasion, but at least throwing it out there, Jay, I think is a good look because it makes Smudger now start to think about lowering those hands to stop some of those takedowns. Never mind, bro.
Yeah, but he's fighting at this calm pace and he's controlling his fight. It's a good fight, but he's just calm, cool, and collected right now. Like, you can visibly see this, Doctor.
Yeah, he's calm and he's just waiting because he
oh my God,
it's
fucking beautiful.
Oh, Jesus. I was going to say, he just throws out a jab, waits for McGrath to move, throws out a jab again, waits for him to move, and then after the third or fourth time, he then actually fires something. And that mix-up in timing is giving McGrath a lot of issues. A straight lands, now goes into the top man position, raining down some strikes.
This game.
And still, the current champion, NM Smudger, doing his teammates, doing his training partners proud here this evening, and most importantly himself, J Dime, sensational every step of the way. Second defense of this evening, kicking off this season in in one hell of a way, bro. Beat a storm.
Beautiful performance. That's what it was. And he had his timing and he had his distance well too. And he was throwing them jabs just for a reaction, just so he can counter it. And the pace he fought at was beautiful. And McGrath is no slouch. McGrath is really good. And there was moments, he had his moments in the fight, especially early. But Smudger was just ultimately too much for him, Doc.
Yeah, Smudger looked like he was just more calm, he was more collected, as we've said several times, I think, during this fight now, as I said. He just had that bit more controlling nature. He understood what punches throw, what the right time fully, and understood how he was doing it a lot more than McGrath. McGrath tried, but it looked like the defense especially was more into the favor of Smudger there.
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like that was a bit of a tough one for Sean right there. He was looking, great. McGrath, he was looking fantastic quite some time, but the champion, just as you mentioned, just sticks to his game plan. Doesn't seem to be fazed by anything that comes his way, and I think that is really what elevates him to be able to get those, kind of crucial decisions made at the right time. Another defense in his book, as we said, it moves us on beautifully to the next fight of this evening. We had Reaper in potentially the best fight of his primetime run here, J Dime, coming out and looking fantastic, getting the win and moving on to the next stage. He is up against one of the biggest grappling threats in the PlayStation division in Carter. We saw how dominant he was in the last one. Striker v Grappler, bro. They're always fun matchups.
This is a great matchup because Reaper is coming off of career performance. Let's be real. What he did to Blackout Bullies was beautiful. And Karch is always a problem for anybody. So this should be a great one. A striker versus grappler. It's always an intriguing matchup, Doctor.
Well, looking like we're going to have a McGregor pick by the hands of Reaper. Reaper loving the Irish blood of McGregor. Was hovering over his calf, now going Poirier.
Yeah, he did pick him up prior to this. Of course, these guys have to go through the whole process before these events to get their fighter picks selected. So I think he just wanted to show off his calf for a couple of moments, because he's quite clearly put time into that absolute master of mixed martial arts. But nevertheless, my guys, McGregor v Poirier, second time this evening. It actually looks like Carter's got a 2-0 victory lead on Reaper, but as we've said before here, J-Dime, it's a different thing when the bright lights are upon you.
Yep, it's way different under the lights. But I always love the matchup of Conor versus Dustin, because even though Conor has all the tools, I feel like Dustin's the best lightweight because he has the 5-star boxing, with the really good health stats just to go with it. So he's really more durable than Connor in this weight class, Doc. Woo! Ooh,
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus
Already starting out of a
Christ.
rough pace. Lovely bit of blocking there, though. Does keep him there. And now we are down onto the mat. Exactly the play Carter wants to be.
Well, I mean, what a chin check for Conor McGregor early. Now is in the world that Carter absolutely rules. We talked about his grappling dominance prior to the fight starting here, J-Dime. He gets him into side control, easily gets that denial, and the elbows are raining down upon Conor.
This is the worst possible scenario you could think of if you're a Reaper, because you get put down and now you're exactly where you didn't want to be. That's crazy. But this will test his resilience and test his composure, Doctor.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to be doing, working that body now very slowly, does Carter. This can do a lot of damage, but it also means you can allow an easy get up if you want to. Does go for a Peruvian, maybe a Japanese next time, not sure one's to, but did it fairly early.
Okay, working the body now. 3 minutes left
I
on the
know I
clock
did
for
that.
him. We did have Mr. Humbledink, shout out to that legend right there, in the chat a moment ago, saying that these two guys are actually former teammates. So that 0-2 on the side of Carter may not fairly represent the amount of rounds that these guys have put against each other here, Jay.
Hey, he said that for the last fight, Cyrus. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was for the.
I'm
he
pretty
said
sure
again.
that was the last night.
That was the last fight.
He said it again, bro. He said it again.
Did
Sure
he?
did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Did he really?
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough. But,
No, he didn't. This is just the. No, he didn't. You can't play me like that.
Bro, I saw it. That's what I'm saying.
It was on the stream. You're also having him in the commentary booth here tonight. Both of these guys are having some fun, though. Reaper trying to put on this pressure again. He knows that as soon as he walks backwards or allows Carter to put a takedown in, he's going to have some difficulty. So just striking his way, he wants to keep it here.
Yeah, you say that, bro. He did get sat down, though, with a left overhand. I mean, the takedown so far was the striking of Carter. Obviously, Reaper does want to be on the feet, but he's having some troubles, J-Dime. Carter seems to be on a killing spree right now.
Yeah, and it's Carter using a orthodox Dustin that's putting him down. Not southpaw Dustin, but he's fighting orthodox, which is weird for me to see Dustin do, but it's effective though, Doc.
Yeah, it is very effective, but also if your opponent changes his stance, kick his legs. It's going to be a better stance. It means he probably doesn't know how to play the other stance, and as I say that though, due to time of getting our attack here, he went for a spear. There we are.
He did go for a spear, man. He did. You're right. He's now obviously back on top of the last couple of seconds. Excellent round for Carter to start us out there, J-Dime. I mean, it's tough waters for Reaper right now. We've seen him come back from worse, but uphill battle to say the least.
Yeah, that was the worst possible start for him, but he can't remember that last round. He has to do his work here because if you look at it, he has to win 2 rounds. If he wins 2 rounds, he wins this. He knock him out, he wins this. He can't live in his own head about last round, Doc.
Yeah, exactly, and you've got to always make sure you're looking ahead. You've secured the round, fantastic. Got another 2 rounds to secure though to make sure you're comfortable in. So far though, looking to strike. Reaper coming forward, but the jabs as well. The ducking straights looking like it may not be the most effective tool just because the way Poirier is running with the uppercuts here as well though.
Probably work the straights, so landing combinations continue to find the mark for Carter. Good left hand from Reaper, trying to get him to back up for a moment. But he has to be ever vigilant, Jay, of the damage coming back his way. Carter is calculated, picking his shots, and just landing damage, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Right now, he's getting his head punched off. I don't know how Connor stayed on his feet that long. His block didn't get broke a second ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now, Reaper is in some hot water right now. He is in some grease. This is the worst possible scenario, Doc.
It is arguably the worst possible scenario so far, though. Does get a deny there. Going for the armbar attempt. This could be dangerous if he doesn't handle it correctly. Ditches it very early on now, and I think he's probably going to go for a top mount. No, goes for a couple of J punches.
Nicely done as he gets over to his knees. Now going to try and work his way back to his feet. Going to be easier said than done, though, as we've seen Carter menace in these positions, taking the back with relative ease. Now into top mount J-Dime. Ground and pound definitely going to follow. I don't know how many more Conor McGregor can take.
And there's still a lot of time for Dustin to work. That's the problem. It's not like there's 10 seconds left in the round. Ooh, the reverse. This is probably what he needed. He needed something to go his way, Doc.
He definitely needed something to go his way, and that was the weight he needed. Now looking to land the ground and pound himself, does bother to disengage, goes back up onto the feet and probably wants to put the pressure on here. The jabs, the straights, the hooks, anything he can land to really start making a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't have the head health, though, to get caught with absolutely anything. I mean, Dustin Poirier hits hard on the best of days, but when your head health is compromised, when he's got you behind, it can feel like an impossible task. Reaper eats the front kick, gets taunted at. God damn, this is not fun if you're him, man. He's looking for anything he can, bro. Carter answering it, everything he seems to show him, though.
Wow, he's whooping his ass and taunting him. Oh,
Lovely.
catch a denial. But it's not over, though. If you're a Reaper, it is not over. Do not give up on yourself. Do not mentally give up. Like he told me earlier, he's never mentally quit. So, but his body failed him. His body failed him.
I mean, it hasn't failed him yet. You're
it hasn't failed him yet.
He hasn't. He's not KO'd yet, Jay. He's not KO'd yet, and he goes into the third round.
I'm not gonna lie. He's a warrior.
He's a warrior and a half. He definitely is. He hasn't failed yet. He's still got another round to go. Anything can happen. It's UFC. It's UFC 4. It's a game that nobody quite understands the way it works, and here we are. Jesus.
It's not over. Like, if you're a Reaper, he's not gonna give up because it is not over yet. It may look bad. He needed that. But he needs one stun. Because we seen earlier.
Need do body damage.
I think he may need his chest. I think he may hit his chest with a D.
Yeah, I think that flying knee may have done body damage. Anyhow, as I said, UFC 4 for you. Does look to pull guard, doesn't get it. The straight lands. That body stun digs down. Lovely defense, though, but he's pinned against. Jesus. Leave McGregor alone. I know he talks a bunch of shit, but Jesus.
Conor must have talked about his mom or something. That's the way he's swinging at him. Oh my!
His entire family, it seems.
Oh my!
Oh, this is brutal. This is brutal.
Oh, and he's trolled. Reaper, I'm sorry, but if I was you, if I was you, until he stops. If I was you, I would fight him after this fight. I'd fight him again because he just disrespected you in so many ways. And me personally, I couldn't go like that, Reaper. But nonetheless, great performance for Carter, and he's still looking at his dead body.
Yeah, he is not allowing the medics to get involved. Absolutely phenomenal performance by Carter. Each and every time he steps foot into that cage, he is looking better and better. He now gets the next opportunity, Doc, to challenge for the title as we approach the semi-finals. Of course, we have a couple more fights left ahead of us. We're going to be having B3's very own Gemini up against PK Diaz. Both guys having phenomenal performances in the last one. I expect big things from these two guys.
Yeah, you would expect so. These two are very well adapted in all areas of the game. Diaz come up against Sean Corkery. Looked fantastic in terms of his striking overall. Very impressive. And then you also have Gemini, who put on a hell of a performance against Deagle. Both of them looking to strike. Gemini looking like he was gassing out over and over again, but somehow turning out this time around, though, we're looking like, if I'm going to take a guess, Diaz is going Diaz and Gemini is going McGregor.
He better go Diaz.
Yeah, his name is Diaz. He has no choice. He can't pick Conor if his name's Diaz.
Readies it up, bro. Readies it up. In we go. Diaz v McGregor. We see the trilogy here, J-Dime. Of course, it's durability v speed and power. The technique of Diaz is something to be rivaled, but he has to make it out these early rounds, basically.
Yeah, I can't believe we finally get to see the trilogy. You know how long I've been waiting for this? To watch Conor and Nate finally fight again? I'm surprised they came to an agreement, Doc.
Well, here we are. And we're already off to a good start. The jabs, the straights, the hooks. They're both of them engaging. Stat-wise, at least, McGregor is the favourite here just because of the power, because of his footwork. Diaz, on the other hand, a man known for his cardio, isn't very respected in this game, and his cardio kind of suffers, in my opinion, from it.
Right now, Diaz is doing phenomenally, in my opinion, though. With all of that being said, does eat the head kick, but I just feel like he is moving right here, Jay. Never mind.
Oh, is he
Never
moving
mind.
right? Is he moving right?
Not anymore.
Is he
brother.
Really?
Not
He's not
anymore.
moving right. He's not moving right, Tyrus.
No, going into the spinning head kick and the lead hook, getting himself dropped as well as stunned there. The commentary cursor hit him once again quite significantly. And Gemini is having a whale of a time.
Bro, I'm telling you, you play that back, I'm right. I was right, bro, but McGregor turned it up. He went 0 to 100 real quick. Oh my
Oh
god.
my! Yeah, he's at 105 right now.
Is this it?
110
No way.
to the rate he's
Oh,
going.
it's
He's
not it.
looking to get the finish. He does decide to disengage. Diaz does getting it, but he has no head tail. His block is gone. Maybe we see a 1-2 head kick to finish it off so far. But again, Diaz is back. He's back. His back is behind that black line, but he's offering. But again, it's the counter, it's the reads, it's the head movement of Gemini, who just is looking to
my.
do it.
Oh my! That's a dead
my
body.
God.
That was
Is it
perfectly
over,
on the
guys?
chin, bro.
Is it over? This looks over. Oh, he's surviving.
How is he not dead?
He's a zombie, bro. Diaz is a zombie. He can take those shots, especially when... I mean, look, I have to say, WST Diaz has done the right things when he's been, incredibly hurt, but this is an uphill battle to say the least. Right now, Gemini looking on fire. He hasn't set a step wrong. After the opening 30 seconds, he found his range, and he just continues to land.
I'm scared of any time you say anything because I feel like the opposite is going to happen.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my! It's over.
What do you say? What do you say to something like that, Jay? What do you say?
I'm speechless. I'm speechless right now.
Oh, it's the overhands. I said it earlier. I can't remember who I said it by, but you live or die by them, and Gemini died.
I mean, PK Diaz, a dark horse in this entire
Demon died
competition.
by. Stop throwing overhands, please. I beg. You're winning the fight, all of you, and you're just. Oh my god.
Look, credit my credit's due, J-Dime. Diaz turning up on a moment's notice, accepted this fight earlier on here this evening as one of the top 16 had to unfortunately pull out. And he is seizing opportunity here this evening, having phenomenal performances throughout the entire stretch. That's 2 fights, 2 finishes, my man.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy to be. Like, that's really crazy to be. He was getting dominated. And it's that overhand curse. You don't have to throw that overhand while you're winning. Do that overhand uppercut. He's dead. He's dead, Doc.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he's dead. He was winning.
Oh my.
Nothing had the.
Wow.
Congratulations, Diaz. You've made us speechless. Fantastic read. Genuinely impressive as all hell. There is nothing that can be said to that, but apart from to everybody else, stop throwing overhands, please. We all beg.
Yeah. Well, guys, as mad as that last fight was, it sets us up beautifully for Dirty Dave up against Ginger Ninja, bro. These guys were formerly Xbox competitors, both now competing on the PlayStation side of things. Of course, Dirty Dave losing his belt last weekend on the Xbox Grand Prix, gets an opportunity to step in here short notice, and he's going to fight against an old foe dog. He's going to be familiar with who Ginger is. Although I don't know if he's seen this type of Ginger in the past. He is newly focused and quite clearly has leveled up in his playing abilities. That last performance was standout.
Yeah, he leveled up evidently, but this time around should be a very interesting time because Dave was one of the best, as we mentioned. He was competing earlier, so hopefully you should expect something interesting here.
You hope
Oh,
so.
goodness. What the heck?
Islam
hope so,
Makhachev,
yeah.
Dustin Poirier.
He ain't playing no. Oh, he just want to wrestle him to death. Oh,
Bro,
we know the game
Ginger
plan.
did ban Khabib. I did look, and he did ban Khabib, so he pulled a sensible decision against Dave. However, Islam Makhachev is like a knockoff Khabib. Bit longer, a bit skinnier, but still has Khabib in him, in his blood.
But his chin
So
will
it
get
should be
tested
interesting
by
fight.
that Poirier power if he isn't careful, J-Dime. Of course, Dirty Dave, traditionally a guy that makes very, very few mistakes, but he definitely has to be on his A game if the last performance of Ginger is anything to go by. That kid is zoned in here this evening.
You called him a great value Khabib. That's what he called him, great value Khabib.
He's good value when he was 4 stars. He's 4.5 now.
Oh my gosh, this should be a great fight though. Nonetheless, don't sleep on Ginger. Even though Dirty Dave is his favorite, do not sleep on Ginger, because Ginger is a tough fighter, and Ginger is always game. Cyrus.
Oh, most certainly, brother. Honestly, like I said, going after last performances, he could even be my favourite going into this one, just because I seen how zoned in he was, and I believe in this kid's ability. I've fought him a number of times. He's starting out very well. Expect Dirty Dave to start to try to change the level in a moment. But as you see, the combinations, the flurries, they continue to land. I mean, he's got laser focus right now.
I don't agree with what Dave just did. I know Dave's a really good fighter, but I don't agree with him going orthodox with Islam. Islam don't have a high switch. Ooh, what? He don't have a high switch stance.
Oh!
Yeah.
Ginger went, okay, I'm going to kick you in the head. I'm going to retaliate and get a stun instead.
Yeah.
Just no kicking me in the head,
I don't agree
please.
with that.
Woo! His striking on point. We are still awaiting that first takedown attempt from Islam Makhachev, and to me that is going to be the deciding factor. If Ginger is able to stay composed right now, his striking looking as good as it ever has, Doc. He is, as I've continued to say, zoned in.
Ooh.
And a menace, bro. Just combinations continue to land. Shot selection is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a lovely shot selection, but
Oh,
I think
nice.
I think, as you mentioned, it's waiting on that first proper takedown attempt. It's waiting to it get down the mat and see how Ginger responds there. If he can neutralize that whilst keeping this type of striking up going, it's going to be a very interesting time to see. But until that point, it's going to be an interesting one.
Nice
Ooh.
little slip off there, Jake.
Yeah. Oh, right when you say that, Ginger responds.
Nice, bro. He's doing really well with his distance management, but he does get caught with the lead. Or rear hook even. Left hand rear hook of Islam Makhachev. Connects flushly, gives a big rock. Seems to have woken up an inner beast in Ginger as he's trying to get it back here, Jake.
Listen to me. Ginger is impressive right now. This is a really good fight, but a lot of people expect Ginger to get walked through, but I'm telling you, Ginger's a hard fight for anybody.
Said it.
And Steady wins the race. Both of them looking for the shots. We haven't reached the mat just yet. We've had a stun. Digs down to that body, comes over the top. We get a knockdown though. And we go straight into the guard of Dave here.
Ooh, it's
It's
over! Ginger
Jesus.
again!
Ginger!
Ginger!
Fucking ninja! Do y'all
Ginger.
believe now? God damn!
I told stop sleeping on Ginger, man. Told y'all, stop sleeping on him. Ginger is an underdog, but Ginger is a tough fight for anybody.
Fuck, man, that kid, I told you, he's leveling up. He looks so laser focused here. Did not take a step wrong against a guy, Doc, that you can't step wrong against. Dirty Dave, former Xbox champion, former PlayStation champion, accolades to go along with it. And this young gun has just come up here, had the performance of a lifetime, and got his chance at taking another step forward in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was impressive. Is this like a GP of just speechlessness? Because every fight result we've got, it's like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that. Jesus. Congratulations to Ginger. As you said, he's leveling up massive game. He was dominant against G-Man. In that fight, he took on the pressure. He stepped back when he needed to. And he read Dave every time. Every takedown attempt he shot, he was a little just out of range. And it meant that Dave couldn't get it there. That was very, very impressive.
Absolutely. J-Dime, my man, what an emotional journey it's been already across this section of the card. We are now set up beautifully, my man, for a semi-final fight, but with a championship belt on the line. The left-hand side of the bracket, of course, NM Smudger, former or say former champion of the last season, entering and defending his belt every step of the way, has had a tough all battle to this point, and is meeting another incredibly dangerous opponent in Carter, who has been virtually flawless here this evening.
We really don't know what's going to happen because everything we may have thought was going to happen when we first started this card, it has went the other way. We watched Ginger just grow into his prime, basically.
Yeah.
After the first fight, we said, this is the best Ginger we ever seen. And Ginger just keeps getting better and better. It's like he became a man almost, Doctor.
Yeah, I don't at this point. This time around, they were in light heavyweight. It's Blazkowicz versus Lyoto Machida. Lyoto's an interesting one. I'm pretty sure he got buffed in middleweight. It could also be like heavyweight. Don't quote me on that. And so it's going to be a fun old time when you're Smudger.
Yes, traditional striker, the grappler, but as we saw in the last round, man, Carter quite clearly taking some of the words to heart and came out with a point to prove in that last fight, I feel. I mean, he did some really good work. The first takedown was his left hand, or left hand overhand. This time he's coming out with Lyoto Machida, so looks to maybe implement a striking repertoire up against the current reigning champion. But of course, just the distance management of somebody like Lyoto, the ability to get in and out of that range, J-Dime, is going to be highly advantageous to him.
Oh!
But he cannot take big shots from Blazkowicz, man. That power, the Polish power, it's a real thing, bro.
Yeah, it is a real thing, but it's respect for the Lyoto Machida pick. That's respect. I always respect when someone don't go meta and they get someone like Lyoto. That shows balls, Doc.
Carter's Lyoto.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. No, we've
Say
seen
the
Carter grapple for the last 2 rounds. Sorry, I'm just trying to work it out in my head. Carter has grappled for the last 2 rounds. You expect him to grapple and come into this round, and yet he's gone Lyoto Machida, a man known for his traditional striking. I feel like the pick should be the other way around here.
Honestly, I think you're kind of hating on him a little bit, bro. He's shown a really, really diverse repertoire, tonight. He does, by all means, utilize the grappling when required, and of course, Lyoto's going to have that jiu-jitsu if it does hit the mat, but his striking has looked really good here this evening for the most part as well, although right now, being pressed up against the cage by Blazkowicz, not exactly what you want, but he utilizes the Sotogari trip there, J-Dime, and finds himself once again in the grappling position, which is ultimately where his bread is buttered.
Listen, I've never seen him do that on this game because I've never used Lyoto Machida. even when Caliber used Lyoto, I'd never seen him do those Sotogari.
Once again, we see Carter showcasing his deep knowledge of the movesets of the fighters that he decides to pick. I think he's doing a really good job here. That takedown definitely started to turn the tides or momentum of what Smudger brings to the table. He's now a little bit more cautious in the way that he enters that pocket, trying to be a little bit more reserved and pick his shots. They are actually landing very nicely, Doc, and gets him pressed up back behind those black lines for a moment.
Yeah, he's having some success on either side of the octagon here, both Lyoto and Blazkowicz finding home to each of their shots. It's looking like Karts may have a couple more tricks up his sleeves, but Smudger's just happy to walk him down for the time being. So only round 1, he's got another 4 to work, and I think that patience game may benefit him in the long run. However, Karts has got the ability to come out and look for those shots very effectively as well, though.
Double leg feint into the back take. Into a hook. I mean, this is mixed martial arts grappling into striking, mixing it all together, the blending of styles very, very nicely, and doing so with Lyoto Machida even more impressively. But is he going to be able to keep up that sort of pace, especially when you have Blazkowicz walking you down and punishing you for everything, Jay?
Man, I'm like, listen to me. I'm still stuck on the fact that Lyoto Machida has an Osotogari. I never knew that. I knew he had good jiu-jitsu. But in Osotogari, I've never played against Lyoto on here, but he has no Osotogari for real.
I mean, John Jones has one, Peter Yan had one, Tony Ferguson did have one, then he got removed. I think he else had one. I think those are the main lot who have Osotogari. Actually, I think Ronda Rousey also has one.
I don't play women's weight class, so I don't know.
Not the strike comes out there.
Ooh.
Lead hook stuns him, digs down to the body, and now we are back into the action. Smudger getting a couple of stuns. Lead teep there. Doesn't get the push though away from it. Front kick also follows. Jabs straight to the body, and the lead hook countering with an uppercut there.
Honestly, the forward pressure, I've said this before, right? But the composure mixed with the pressure of the current champion here, J-Dime Smudger, does it better than, you know, virtually everybody out there. He's so kind of cerebral, like ice in his veins, man, and doesn't seem to get phased, just constantly doing his thing and making sure that every single, you know, second in this cage is maximized.
Yeah, even when he fights fast, you can tell there's a calmness to him. There's a cool, calm, and collectiveness to him. He's fighting at his own pace still. Like, nothing is forced. Like, this is his pace, Doc.
He's moving his head off to the side quite a bit. He's just trying to avoid it. Lovely takedown denier there, and now a couple of knees, uppercut there. Also sees he makes the block overcommit. You can tell that Hank Smudger's kind of aware of the Osagari. He's switching stances every now and again just to make sure he isn't in that position where he could get Osoed. But now again, Carter's kind of just not putting forward any pressure here.
Yeah, he's picking his moments, I feel, right? He's kind of like your turn, my turn, but when he's on, he just seems to be smothering. Those front kicks definitely keeping him in it, but every time Carter throws a combination, just seems to have a vital shot, evaded, pulled, and the like. Smudger on the feet, definitely a different beast, and I feel like now he's starting to get the timing of Carter's shots, Jay, making it even easier for him to stay on the feet.
Yeah. I was about to say something about Lyoto Machida having Osotogari again, but I'm not. Right now, the champion Smudger's looking really good right now, and he's pushing him against the cage. He got to get off that cage. He got to angle off. You can't get stuck there. Ooh.
Lovely work.
Nice.
Is it a little too late, at least within this round? Unless he gets a stun, maybe a knockdown. I think this takedown is more just to make sure he doesn't take too much damage coming into the third round. It's more about patience. It's seeing what he can do, what he can't do, to then maybe start putting on the pace coming into the third. Sorry.
Does deny the back take. Only 40 seconds left. That definitely means that ground and pound is likely to ensue. Unless he works his way back to the feet, Smudger not wasting any time. Ultimately, this round is basically over. This is, of course, a championship fight here, J-Dime, and as a result, we have 3 rounds scheduled ahead of us. I don't actually think we're going to get there, though, bro. These guys have been leaving it all out there, and the pace that they're setting is a pretty fanatic one.
Listen to me. I'm willing to bet this fight don't go all 5. Someone's going to get put out, sub, something's going to happen. I just know it, Doc.
Yeah, you've got to imagine that this third round, you've had 2 very peaceful rounds, and this round is where something big's going to happen. Maybe knockdown, maybe finish, who knows? No touch of gloves though, maybe accidental. Teep there, jab there, a lead hook also following suit.
Did you just did you describe the last 2 rounds as peaceful? I would describe them as anything but, bro. they have landed big damage on each other by all means, and it doesn't look like...
it was a peaceful fight, guys.
I mean, I meant peaceful as in very meticulous and effective, more than chaotic as some of the other fights we've seen tonight.
Peaceful is a crazy way to describe a fight. Ooh.
Slams him down though. I mean, that was a high amplitude takedown from Carter. Obviously, Lyoto Machida working on those wrestling drills in the back, J-Dime.
Yeah, and we was talking about Carter using his wrestling. He obviously has with Lyoto Machida. Maybe we thought it was gonna be a different pick. Oh my gosh, he stunned him. Hold on, is he gonna put the champion out? Oh my. Thought. Ooh. Oh, I thought.
By the skin of his teeth, bro. By the skin of his teeth does he survive that.
A very, very tense moment there, both of them. Wit's end are getting finished, and somehow neither does.
I mean, honestly, back on the edge of your seat, almost had an undo for a moment, but once again, the current champion just seems to have the wherewithal to kind of get through those storms that he is having to face right now. I mean, any which way this could go, Carter also has been damaged throughout the course of this fight, but just what a flurry from him.
Yeah, he's been showing that he's a true champion. This is a tough fight. but every time he gets stunned, he has good composure. He gets back to his feet. He's not panicking. Like, you can see it, Doc.
He's just trying his damnedest to stay on it, and lovely another deny there. And again, we're just back onto the feet, slow, methodical pace here. Both of them knowing what moves to press at the same time. It's just trying to find the hole.
My God, I think Jan's really starting to settle in now after that rock. I feel like it's made him level up a little bit. He's kind of being walked down by the current challenger. That's a good couple of knees right there, and I think that the mixing up of the clinch and takedowns is vital for Carter. But he is trying to take the fight by charge, Jay Diamond. He's landing some good shots, especially to the body.
Yeah, he is, and he's landing some nice body uppercuts. This is still a really competitive fight. And I would like to see the stats after every round, just so I can get a gist of how this fight really going, Doc.
It would definitely be nice here. A couple of jabs there, a takedown attempt. Walking down, tries to disengage with the punch, but it doesn't happen. That jab, though, working that block is really low, but the issue is Carter knows that he's going to pull, but it's just when. Ooh. Now into full guard, though.
That's smart.
Another very, very close round, man. I mean, look, Lyoto Machida doing his damn thing, getting the rock and the stun. That was the big moment of the round. Of course, Smudger getting the double stun before that. And, you know, quite clearly looking at those statistics, 2-1 to the champion going into this round. But, you know, the championship rounds, it's where it's separated, man. All that damage that you've kind of done, this is where it comes and pays off. And as you can see, Carter trying to start this round out with a bit of a bang, trying to get the champion on the back foot, Jay.
Yeah, this is a really competitive fight, and I feel like someone needs to make this decisive, put their foot on the gas pedal. I'm not saying rush, but make sure you won that fight. Don't play safe, Doc. Nice.
Yeah, don't play safe is definitely an idea. Maybe Smudgers be the one to initiate the grappling just to offer that counter threat here. Lovely denial there, does get it. Now looking for a top mount, gets denied, and the stamina difference between the two may also help Smudger here on the ground, because Smudger does have a slight stamina advantage, which means that if he gets denied, he can transition a bit quicker, a bit faster, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
Ooh.
This kind of approach from Carter, though, Jay, I think you'll agree, bro. I mean, it makes him such a menacing threat to have to deal with, because he will change levels on you. He has such a varied kind of attack style that it's really difficult to know what he's getting going. And as you can see right there, things like his submission defense seems to be holding up.
Yeah, and we was talking about how his grappling style is trouble for anybody, and we're seeing it here. I didn't know it was going to be with Lyoto Machida, but we're seeing he still has that same style. He's still grappling, and he's doing good because of it, Doc.
Yeah, he's doing brilliantly here, Brian, but it looks like Smudger's hunting for that Kimura, and he was just staying patient. He didn't want the boss to drop. He wanted to waste the time, and now we're back onto the feet. Smudger has another chance here. He doesn't want to seemingly to aggress or offensively, but Smudger, Carter does, and it's on the feet where Smudger looks to win the fight, it seems.
Yeah, like one of the things that Carter does so well is he frustrates his opponents, but Smudger, if anything, has shown us throughout his career that he is a man that really sticks to his guns, doesn't allow that mental game to play an effect, or normally that's the case, and I feel like that's what's being shown right here. He's sticking to his game plan. Seems to be defending for the most part, although another beautiful trip from Carter, Jay, sits him back down into side saddle one more time.
Yeah, Carter is persistent. He wants to control this fight on the ground because that's his bread and butter. He don't want to sit there and box with Smudger, because we've seen how that went in the earlier rounds. So now he's been able to stay composed and play his game, and he's had success because of it, Doc.
He's had some massive success, and now 1 minute left on the clock. This is the fourth round, and you've got to hope if you're Smudger you can find some way to come back. Maybe not the end of this round, but maybe into the fifth, because that's where it all matters. So far, Carter has done a fantastic job at coming back so far.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's potentially made this round 2-2 if he's doesn't get knocked out basically in the last 20 seconds. It looks like he's about to make this 2-2, and it puts it all on the championship rounds. This has been an incredibly close and competitive fight across the stretch, Jay.
Yeah, we can say it's 2-2, but do we really know? We playing UFC 4. We don't know.
Looking at the stats, that's what it looks like, right? That's what it looks like. But you never know, like you say, bro. UFC 4, the most accurate part of this game is the judges, just in how wildly inconsistent that they are.
But yeah, I got it 2-2.
I've got it 2-2.
Starting out, the champion trying to take charge of this fight. Carter does a good job of stopping the takedown. They exchange lead hooks, but Machida landing the straight after it, forcing Blachowicz into a couple of jabs, trying to make him overextend. You can see this is a game of patience. These guys definitely playing chess, not checkers.
It's that rear hook of Smudger, where you see when he sets it up with that jab, and Carter's already instinctively pulling it. He's got it timed nicely. That's giving Smudger the most difficulty here. It's that finishing, but it comes out with a jab straight. Jesus.
He's a champ for a reason. That's what it looks like, because it's 2-2 and he done dropped him. He's up in this round. Now let's see what let's see what Carter responds with, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. These guys both very, very tired at this stage in the fight. Only takes one wrong slip to close the show. Looks like Blachowicz dialed in, though, the champ not allowing his opponent back into it. The knockout. And still, J-Dime taking the judges out of it, my man, with a beautiful slip-off elbow square on that chin of Lyoto Machida.
True champion. Wow, that Leo, he's a true champion for that, because it was 2-2.
Yep.
Now this determines who's the real champ, who's a true champion, and he did what he's supposed to do. He dropped him with the 1-2, then he threw a slip elbow and put him out to retain that belt, because that was a tough fight. That was down to the wire, Doc.
It was down to the wire. Jesus, that was an impressive show. True and true. That was a fantastic job, impressive all round, and he did a fantastic job.
Yes, sir. Absolutely phenomenal. The champion defending his belt every step of the way through this Grand Prix. He is one step away from reigning as champion after going through the gauntlet of the Grand Prix. We are about to find out who's up against him, so I'm going to throw it to you, J-Dime. I'm going to throw it to you, Doctor. We have the one and only Diaz up against Vex Ginger. These two guys have been having phenomenal performances thus far this evening. Give us a rundown of what we can expect in this one, guys.
Okay, listen to me. We have Diaz. Both of them have been making crazy comebacks. That's the crazy thing. We have Diaz, who's put on some magnificent performances, and then we have Ginger, who's been shocking the world since his first performance today. We seen a new Ginger. It started off with G-Man. We seen the best Ginger. Then he one-upped it. He went against Dirty Dave. He beat him up. And now Ginger feels like this is his moment. But Diaz is trying to take that moment from him, Doctor.
Yeah, it looks so. Well, Ginger's looked very impressive across this entire Grand Prix so far. He had the first fight of G-Man, and then he came in and full Dave looked dominant in both times around, and now here he is in these semi-finals, one before the finals. It's like heavyweight. It's going to be a really interesting time.
Well, guys, I think with all of that being said, right, we are about ready to go into this next one. Sorry, these guys just getting set up actually, just as I get the link stream. I do apologize on the very, very slight delay, but of course, going into this one, to be quite upfront with you, I expect fireworks. These guys have looked phenomenal every single step of the way, as we've alluded to many, many times. If you guys have been fortunate enough to see, sorry
to cut you off there. It does look like, though, we're going to have another situation like we did last week with Naz.
What that mean?
That means Diaz's internet has seemingly gone off.
Oh.
Storms come through, and so his internet's off. So,
oh my gosh, history repeats
the man,
itself.
the myth, the legend, who was dominating up until the very final moments in which he ducked in, he got slept on by an uppercut. Mr. B3 Gemini. Apologies.
He's back.
He's the wild
back
card, bro.
He's the wild card, and he's going to be fighting Vex Ginger.
Well, my God, I cannot believe, bro. Does lightning strike twice? I mean, my God, it does. That's that's pretty nasty. So we do apologize, guys. Stick with us a couple of seconds. Of course, this is a live card, so these last moment adjustments need to be made. The guys in the back just getting across the stream link, making sure that they are, of course, ready and lobbied ahead of it. But I mean, look, Ginger Ninja has been on a killing spree. That kid just coming off a win over Dirty Dave. I'm sure that he's going to be pretty happy standing across from somebody like Gemini QJ, who, well, he's a striker, bro. Gemini is not known for wanting to take his opponents down. And if we've seen anything out of Ginger, it's his striking is on point here this evening. So he's going to welcome the storm that the B3 boys bring.
Yeah, first, I feel bad for Diaz. That's a tough break. But then this is what I'm going to say. This should be a crazy show, a crazy fight between Ginger and Gemini. I don't know what to expect. It's probably just going to be a striking masterpiece or just a straight out war from the start of the bell to the end. Because we're going to see who deserves to fight for that title, Doc.
Yeah, and Gemini's coming back. He looked so dominant in his last fight, then got the uppercut, as we all mentioned. We're speechless. It is luck be a lady, it seems, and this is the way it goes. Ginger, instead of fighting the man who can make several comebacks in a row, he's going to be fighting a man who was the one who got a bit over aggressive. So maybe this time around he's not going to be as aggressive, but he's using Wanderlei Silva.
No, let me correct you right there, Doctor.
Oh,
all
okay.
right, Doctor, let me correct you right there, brother. If you don't know the B3 boys, it doesn't matter that he went out on his sword. He will wear that with a badge of honor. He is coming back into this fight with all sorts of rage and anger to unleash on Ginger Ninja. He will try to walk him down. He will try to make him second guess his striking abilities on UFC 4. But J-Dime, Ginger's going to believe in himself, and he's going to be answering back with equal amounts of damage. As you can see, bro, not wasting any time. They're standing, fighting in that phone booth.
Oh my God. So listen to me. You think Gemini messing up on an overhand is going to stop him? It's not going to stop him. He's going to go forward ball. Oh my God.
That is the power of Gemini. He will throw not only the kitchen at you, not only the kitchen sink, but he'll throw the whole goddamn house at your face just in the hopes that you end up on the floor and being unconscious here.
Well, I mean, this is a smart move, J-Dime. From the young gun, Ginger Ninja takes his opponent down, makes him at least think about that threat going forward. And he gets back up now, back into the world that he normally likes, but those short lead hooks from Wanderlei Silva doing all sorts of damage early.
Yeah, but if I was DC, I would have stayed on the ground. Okay, we're back to the ground. Never mind. This is exactly what I would have did. Take some time, recover after I got dropped, and let's test his wrestling this round. We still got 2 rounds to work. Let's test how good his grappling really is, Doc.
Well, he gets back up onto the feet now, and the lead hook's starting to come out. It looks like they're the main game of Gemini here. Just lead hook your opponent to death. It's very effective. Maybe also working Cormier's body. It's a very soft and squidgy target to hit. As I say, he gets stunned, and he's now on the back foot.
Well, he's recovered for the moment. Silva trying all he can to head kick to a boot when there's opportunities to maximize damage. Rest assured that Gemini will try to do it. Ginger once again showing that takedown threat, landing the pull elbow. That seems to be his favored strike of choice here this evening, and you can see YJ landing it at a very high percentage.
I'm just waiting for somebody to get dropped again, and I think that's going to happen in the next 15 seconds, Doc.
Well, you may be correct. I don't know at this point. A head kick doesn't really get fired. It could end in with a KO there. A little bow of respect, making the reads. One retaliation, and now they're both going at it again. Looks like both were waiting for the biggest shots they can. That elbow Ginger is making itself well known, but so is the lead hook and the takedowns across the board.
Oh, nice.
Ankle picked very, very cleanly. Now gets him back into this. Half guard does Gemini. Obviously only a minute left in this round, but probably a little bit frustrating, right? I'm sure he probably thought about it a little bit, seeing the DC pick opposite him, but we don't see this from Ginger very often, and I actually think it's a nice ripple to his game that is probably well needed just to try and stay some of the aggression that you know is coming your way from Gemini.
You gotta do what you gotta do. even though he may not be known as a wrestler, he's using a wrestler, and this isn't a kickboxing match. This is MMA, and you have the advantage there. You got to use it, Doc.
Yeah, you got to imagine now going for this, but back up onto the feet to end the first round here.
Yeah. Well. For all the craziness that has happened so far, it continues to unveil in front of our eyes. We do appreciate all of you sticking with us. We appreciate that. I believe Twitch is having some technical issues streaming this at the moment. But as we continue into this second round, there was a number of rocks, some really good pull elbows. Gemini is going to be looking for that, but he gets the pull uppercut instead, Jay. And now the pressure is on, looking for the finish, my man.
Ooh. He can't get carried away, though. Do not throw that overhand like the others have before. Whatever you do.
Oh my God, bro! Those overhands, they come out so aggressively. You can see he puts every ounce of him into it. But another educated takedown, Doc, from Daniel Cormier in the hands of Ginger. He is showing a very, very advanced game here this evening.
Very advanced now, slips over into the half guard position here, Jay. And you got to imagine, Gemini, you're looking to get straight back up to your feet. That's where you want, but a lovely posture up tonight, as well as the half guard flip tonight. Now gets over, now goes to half guard, though.
Yeah, he's got a stamina advantage, Jay, and he was riding out very well, building up little bits of GA, as you can see. Does get reversed, though. Ginger reading him very cleanly, gets the slice across of his own easily into top mount, and now some ground and pound to boot.
Oh. Nice. Yeah, this is what Ginger needs to do, because I know Gemini does not want to be here. Not with an Olympic wrestler like Daniel Cormier, especially someone that heavy on top of you, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, bro. And his ground and pound is absolutely terrifying. I mean, he hits hard, but especially when you haven't got anywhere to go, that head is bouncing from his hand to the canvas, potentially back into another elbow or hand as he rains down holy hell upon your head. Gemini doing a very good job of mitigating the majority of that damage, though, and is staying defensively sound across the last 60 seconds or so on the mat. But you can see that it's starting to wear on him, Doc. The overall grappling, he's getting into certain stamina deficits which are not favorable to him.
Not favorable at all. And as you can see, now working that body, getting that stamina advantage just slightly bigger is exactly what you're. If you're Ginger here, it means your opponent has got bigger vulnerability windows when he's got lower stamina, and it just makes your life overall easier as he gets another deny and now goes back to punching that body.
Lovely work. The get up. But there's the combinations on the break. One of the things that DC does so well, Ginger recognizing that there's opportunities to continually land the damage. Oh, bro. Even the flurries. This might be it. Genuinely, bro. Just perfect timing.
Oh, it's over. It's over, guys.
Over. He keeps making that read on the lead hook. He needs to swap hooks because he keeps trying that hook to that side, and Gemini keeps defending it.
Yeah, Gemini keep putting that post arm every time. Yeah, there we go. I thought Ginger would have made that read a long time ago because Gemini always puts that right arm up.
Ooh. It's not enough time anyway, not enough time. But no, I think maybe just the moment, right? And that's one of the things we spoke about. Sometimes the moment can get to Ginger. It has not happened here this evening. He has rose to the occasion, has had ice in his veins, but maybe just a moment's kind of sign that could be the case. He is he's going to have to, really continue to dial himself in, step himself back, and really try to kind of weigh up that risk v reward, because he is potentially 2 rounds up in this fight here, Dog. Woo!
Oh, wow.
Oh, the overhand clips him there, and the reversal straight into top mount. That was a quick reversal of just how, and now going to the other hook. So straight there does also get landed, and we're back to doing it.
Half guard is the position, Jay. Looks like Ginger is going to be content to continue to rain down ground and pound. As I mentioned, 2 rounds up, but he is not resting, my man. He is advancing position and continually looking to cause damage, separate this man from his consciousness.
Ginger needs this round. It's 1-1. I'm going to tell you why it's 1-1. Because round 1, even though Ginger had control, he had 1 stun. Wanderlei Silva had a stun and a knockdown.
I might have forgot about that, bro, but that's going to be pretty vital going into this 3rd round. We know how vital the 3rd round is. as our friend Mr. Humbledink sits in the chat, has spoken about many, many times in the past. Lots and lots of testing has been done on it, and the referees definitely seem to be leaning towards what, the big moments in the third round more often than not. But as you can see, Daniel Cormier coming out into this round still ahead in stamina, ahead in head health, and looking for those opportunities to get Gemini out of there, who is putting up a valiant effort here this evening.
Well, Gemini got the knockdown, so he's currently winning the round no matter what Ginger does, unless he gets one himself. But so far, he's making
it's
it
over.
difficult. Digs down to the body, gets the body, and drops him there. Now going to land some big shots here. He does get some couple of blocks off, and we are back on the ground. Jesus.
And he has a lot of time to work. I thought this match was over. It's close, but once you see if you see somebody duck a head kick, you think the match ends.
Yeah, bro. You do.
Really
Oh.
I mean, look at the way that Gemini has survived some of these very dire positions as well. I mean, credit where credit is due. Ginger still working for that finishing blow.
He gasses out, gets
No,
reversed,
you let
and now
that-
could he do the same, or is he going to disengage? He's got a minute left. Ginger trying to pull Craig, but instead he gets back up onto their feet, and here we are
Smart.
as he shoots a takedown.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Look, momentum's going all the way of Gemini right now. He seems to be the guy surging, Jay. We talk about momentum. He's looking for the confidence.
Oh, no, it's not. He's about to go down. Don't go overhead. Oh, it's over. It's over.
Very, very close. 20 seconds.
it's
Does
not
get a
over.
reversal round, but with 15 seconds left, what can Gemini do here? 10, 9, 5. The overhand, the hooks, the uppercuts.
What a fight, lads.
I want to see
for something there. Jesus.
Okay. That was a good fight. Gemini survived a lot.
That was a hell of a fight.
He survived a lot too.
Bro,
okay, Herb.
A fight full of surprises. Will we get one more with the judges call out showing both fighters?
I think DC won this.
I think DC won this.
Who wins?
Roll, please.
DC, brother.
DC wins.
DC.
Let's see the scorecard. I got to see the scorecards too.
Win Ginger beating the ever mighty Gemini to go on to the finals to fight the champion of Smudger in a 5-round bout.
Ginger is
20 every round.
Bro, he has earned this step right here. Okay, he has earned the step right here, J-Dime. He has fought valiantly every single step of the way through this tournament, showing different ripples to his game, beating people that even he himself did not believe that he could beat. I mean, he was in the chat going in against that Dirty Dave fight, and he said, "Rip Ginger" in the chat. That's Ginger saying that, but he didn't count himself out, bro. And I mean, look at him now, bro. Look at him now in a position, main event, finale, my man, up against the reigning champion, NM Smudger. No bigger foe to beat, but if he's able to do it, then he gets that primetime gold wrapped around his belt once and for all.
Win or lose, I'm happy for Ginger because Ginger showed up a new man today. Ginger's always been a good fighter, but Ginger, this is the best Ginger we've seen. But he's going against Smudger, which is a tough test. But if Ginger were to win this, it'd be a perfect Cinderella story. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what it'd be, Cyrus.
Yeah, it would, man. Cinderella Man maybe once again is being put on before. But honestly, like this event, both this one, the Xbox, the PlayStation 1, there's been so much going back and forth between between these guys and the fights, pre-match, post-fight, during the fights in and of themselves. So much highs, so much lows, the drama unfolding each and every time. But I can't think that there's no two better guys right now to be stepping into this fight. I'm happy that these guys have been able to do it. They work very, very hard in this game. They're very, very kind of committed to continually showing their skills and advancing those skills here, Jay Diamond. When they get into this position, they can do it all. I think that it's the hard work's done. Now you just let it all loose and let the chips fall as they may.
Man, I know we're talking a lot right now. I'm just looking forward to this fight, man. This is the final.
Yeah.
We got Smudger and Ginger. And this is Smudger, the champion, the man. He went through some adversity versus Ginger, who's looking like a a new fighter. It's like Ginger then came into his prime now. Like, this is crazy, Doc.
Well, Ginger's picking prime GSP, evidently feeling the prime of it. Smudger, on the other hand, goes an odd pick of Masvidal. I say odd, it's not particularly odd, but it's a bit out there for saying got picks like Edwards, Burns, Usman on the table if you wanted to.
The biggest opportunity of this young man's life, Ginger Ninja, trying to claim the gold up against one of the most dominant forces in PlayStation history on the primetime banner. Smudger defending a good section towards the end of last season, starting this one out with a bang. Opening this fight against the most dangerous challenger to date, Jay, and you can see Ginger Ninja putting the pressure on, landing some good clips early.
Jesus.
Yeah, you can see the confidence Ginger have in himself right now. Like, today he has more confidence than he ever had in himself, Doc.
He's won the last 2 fights. He knows he's got it. He beat Dave, for God's sake, and you've got to imagine that's added quite a bit of confidence to him. So here we are now in this 5-round fight, and so far Smudger has yet to really get anything going so far.
I think he's taken that limitless pill. He is zoned in, bro. He's on another level. He's functioning. Over 9,000. Just incredible pace. You can see the champion staying composed, though, Jay. Trying to work the body. I do feel like he's eating more than he wants to right now for sure, and that's got to be a little bit of a concerning fact.
He is, but I'm not concerned. I feel like he's calculating. He's making his reads. Like, he's not panicking at all. But then again, he's going against the best Ginger we'd ever seen too.
We spoke about it throughout this competition, actually. The composure of Smudger is ultimately, more often than not, what gets his hand raised, and he's now actually starting to turn it up as he feels a bit of a stamina advantage. The problem is that Smudger's takedown defense, one of the best in the business, dog, as he's able to defend that one from Ginger. But as we've mentioned, it does at least mean that he now has to think about it going forward.
It's that footwork of Smudger. Every time that Ginger's gone for that tee, but it's been slightly out of range. And I think that's what allowed Ginger to get very early on to get all these combos going. That pressure was Smudger's trying to work out the distance. As soon as he worked out that distance, very hard to get on the inside of him, as you can tell. But Ginger's coming back. He's staying calm. He's staying patient, and it's a battle of composure, and it's a battle of minute footwork here.
Yeah, you're right. My bad, Cyrus, but he is right. And this is the one thing that, nice, that Smudger's good at. He's good at back steps and side steps, and he times them really well because he takes, instead of pulling a lot of uppercuts, he take a step back, Cyrus.
Yeah, traditionally, right, in a meta where most people are pressure fighters, Smudger has the ability to do that, but of course, he does such a fantastic job off the back foot, waiting his waiting for his time to shine, and it looks like he is starting to slowly grip momentum. Ginger's workload starting to slow down a little bit, but that's understandable, right, Doc? Because, I mean, it's only the first round, and he has started out with a pretty crazy pace.
Yeah, he started out very, very quick, and GSP is someone who doesn't think he has a great recovery. Those were some fantastic reads there. Near goes to the switch kick there in combination with the knee there in following suit. And
oh my God, the champion answering back.
This is genuinely an impressive performance by Ginger. No, win or lose, it doesn't really matter. He's made his case as being at the top of the PlayStation division already. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, in a very close round, but he gets the more significant strikes in a round that I think that I would give to Ginger, although very, very close. You can see that the drama is already at an all-time high in this one, Jay. I don't know which way it's going to go. The champion is being threatened like no other time here this evening.
You know when you said that that Ginger started with a crazy pace? Oh, he's about to make adjustments. I think it was good that he slowed down because I felt like he was fighting a little too fast to start off, and then he settled in, and that's when he started doing better. But a true champion is going to make adjustments, and Smudger is good at making adjustments, Doc.
Yeah, well, Smudger's the one taking the pace. He realises he needs to get his head off that centre line and rely a bit more on that rear hook, and that's what he's doing. He's boxing a bit more. As GSP, he probably wants to look to maybe try and get an angle on a takedown soon. Head kick does land nearly, but Smudger making a read, keeping his head off that centre line, so it reduces all that damage there.
Well, as Mr. Humbledon points out in the chat, 100% of the votes go to the side of Ginger, who gets stunned once again with the champion surging, trying to take him out of this fight once and for all.
boxing look clean. Smudger boxing looks clean right now. And right now, Ginger is losing this round. Smudger has made his adjustments. Now it's up to Ginger to see what the challenger does. Is he really ready to be a champ, Doc?
Don't know. This is just a very tense fight. It's lovely defense by Smudger.
Yeah.
Lovely defense.
Yeah, for a very close first round, I mean, it's been a bit of a different look in that second. But he does get clipped at the end.
Ginger!
Ginger trying to turn it around, Jay, doing a very good job of keeping that pressure on so far.
That boy Ginger is locked in. Win or lose right now. I'm telling you, this is the start of Ginger coming into his prime.
Oh, he slipped! Bro, I think he slipped him.
This is over.
No.
No.
Disengages.
Disengage.
Oh, that's great.
That was scary.
Oh, he gets him down.
No, and that is what he wants. Gets a deny as well. Could throw in the Kimura if he wanted to, but instead goes to top man. Gets a reversal though. Fantastic read by Smudger and disengages completely.
Lovely. Great job from the champ back to his feet. He's now working his magic. Lovely combination.
He made him headbutt his knee just now.
Bro, and still running the gauntlet here this evening. NM Smudger doing his damn thing. J Dime. What a performance here this evening. Every step of the way. God damn, that man's a champ for a reason. I don't even know, man. People are going to have to really put in some work to be able to challenge for that belt in future.
Smudger did good. Smudger did what everyone, not what everyone hoped for, but what everyone thought he could, because Smudger is the man, and Ginger put on a great showing. Like I said, win or lose, Ginger has nothing to be ashamed of. This is the best Ginger we've seen, but Smudger proves he is still the man to beat. He still proves no one can beat him, Doc.
Yeah, no one really can beat him. It was impressive. Every time you saw every bit of Smudger, you saw in the Carts fight, his grappling ability. You saw in that fight, his ability to stay composed under pressure. You saw in the first fight, his ability to come back from a knockdown. You saw all aspects of him, and the man looks killable, but it seems like he can't be killed. He's done a fantastic job each time he's looked in desperate need of surviving and coming back and getting every single win up until this point. Jesus.
Yeah, look, man, he's shown that he's mortal, right? He's been clipped a few times, but the guy has godly abilities and he continues to deliver. Once again, though, what a start to this season for the reigning champion. As you see right there, working his way through the gauntlet, beating back the who's who and getting his hand raised in an emphatic way. It has been an emotional evening, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you for coming through here this evening, for bearing with us through the technical difficulties. And rest assured, they are not the normal. Of course, if you've been around the scene, you know that this is unfortunately one of those things of live events. But with all of that being said, we appreciate the support. Much love. Make sure to tune in next week on Friday and Saturday, back to the normal rotation. Of course, with our fight nights on Friday, our main cards, if you will, on our Saturdays, 8:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, 3:30 Eastern. Until then, stay safe, much love, and peace out.